Inside every man, there is a wild and powerful beast. It is a magnificent creature, full of untamed energy, raw instinct, and ferocious power. This beast is the source of your ambition, your passion, your righteous anger, and your primal drive. It is, in the words of psychologist Carl Jung, your shadow. And your entire life, your success in your career, your peace of mind, and your fate in relationships will be determined by one simple question. Are you the master of this beast, or is it the master of you? For most men, the answer is a grim one. They exist in the first of three great stages of masculine development. They are the man thrown by the horse. Their inner beast is an untamed, chaotic force that drags them through life. A select few, through immense struggle and force of will, advance to the second stage. They become the horse breaker. This is a man who fights his beast every single day, wrestling it into submission through sheer discipline. He is in control, but his life is a constant battle. And then there's a final, highest stage, a state of being achieved by only a small fraction of men. This is the Master Horseman. He is no longer fighting the beast. He has formed a partnership with it. They move as one, a perfect synthesis of wild power and conscious, rational direction. His control is effortless, his presence is calm, and his power is absolute. Today, you step into the training ring. This is your guide to this profound journey. We will first help you identify the wild horse within you and see how it is controlling your life. And then, we will give you the first reins of Stoic philosophy, the tools you need to stop being dragged through the dirt and to begin the difficult, noble work of taming your own inner beast. Let us first look at the chaotic reality of the man thrown by the horse. This is the man who is a slave to his own passions. The wild horse's emotions is in complete control. A flicker of jealousy is enough to make the horse bolt, sending him into a paranoid rage. A whisper of fear is enough to make the horse rear up and throw him to the ground, cause him to retreat from challenges and opportunities. A taste of pleasure makes the horse run wild, chasing fleeting highs without regard for consequences. This man's life is a series of bruises and broken bones, left in the wake of his own uncontrolled reactions. He looks at the chaos around him and, like the prisoner, blames the terrain. He blames the weather. He blames the horse. He never realizes that his problem is not the horse's power, but his own lack of skill as a rider. In his relationships, this instability is terrifying to a woman. She sees a man who cannot even govern himself. How can he possibly lead, protect, or be a stable partner? One moment, he is gentle and kind. The next, the horse of his anger is spooked, and he becomes a dangerous, unpredictable force. She cannot trust him because he is not in control of the most powerful entity in his life, himself. The untamed power of his shadow, which would be a source of immense strength, becomes a source of pure destruction. If you have ever felt like you were being dragged by your own anger or anxiety, if you ever look back at your own actions and wondered who was in control, then you know the danger of an untamed horse. The decision to pick up the reins is the most important decision a man can ever make. It is the beginning of true self-mastery. If you are ready to make that choice, then commit to it now. Subscribe to this channel. This is not a stable for broken men. This is a training ground for future masters. Take the first rein now. The journey from being thrown by the horse to becoming the one who breaks, it is the first great ascension into power. This is the art of breaking the horse, and it is a process of immense struggle, discipline, and will. It requires three fundamental tools. The first tool is the construction of the round pen. A master horse trainer never tries to break a wild horse in an open field. He creates a small, controlled, circular environment. This is where he establishes the rules. This is where he proves he is the leader. For you, the round pen is the Stoic dichotomy of control. The man thrown by the horse is constantly trying to control the horse's wild nature itself, his partner's moods, external events. He is fighting the beast on its own terms in the open field, and he always loses. The first step of the horsebreaker is to stop. He builds the round pen of his own mind. He makes a radical decision to stop trying to control anything external and to focus solely on the only two things he can command within that circle: his own presence and his own actions. He lets the horse run wild, but he remains a calm, unmoving center of the pen. This is the first step to establishing dominance. The horse begins to understand that its chaos has no effect on this calm, immovable object. The second tool is the masterful use of pressure and release. This is the core technique of all great horse trainers. It is the language the horse understands. The horse breaker applies pressure, a firm command, a pull on the lead rope to guide the horse. The moment the horse begins to comply, even slightly, the pressure is immediately released. The release is a reward. The release is what teaches the horse the desired behavior. For you, this is the daily practice of Stoic discipline. Setting a boundary with a partner is applying pressure. Doing the hard workout is applying pressure. Facing a fear is applying pressure. The release is the inner peace and self-respect that comes from a virtuous action itself. You are training your own inner beast. You are teaching your own nervous system that compliance with your rational will lead to a state of calm. Each time you hold a boundary and she respects it, you feel the release. Each time you finish a difficult task, you feel the release. This is not a battle of brute force. It is a highly intelligent process of conditioning yourself, of teaching your own wild nature that following the lead of your reason is the true path to peace. The third and final tool for this stage is the raw, driving force of the will to power. We must borrow this concept from the great philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. The act of breaking the horse is a battle. It is a contest of wills. The horse's instinctual will versus your conscious, rational will. This stage is not easy. It requires grit, determination, and a relentless desire to achieve self-mastery. This is not a will to power over others. It is the will to power over the most feral and chaotic parts of yourself. The horse breaker is a fighter. He wakes up every day ready for the struggle. He relishes the challenge. His willpower is the muscle he uses to hold the reins when the horse tries to bolt. It is a life of tension, of struggle, of constant vigilance. It is a necessary war that must be fought, and it must be won. Through this intense process, by creating the round pen of his focus, by mastering pressure and release through his discipline, and by fueling it all with his will to power, a man achieves the first great victory. The horse, which once threw him around like a rag doll, now obeys his commands. He has broken the beast. He is no longer the novice. He is now the horse breaker. He is a contender. He is a man of immense discipline and control. His life is no longer chaotic. It is ordered. He can direct his own energy. He can command his own emotions, and he can achieve his goals through sheer force of will. He is respected. He is formidable. He is a success. But the contender's journey is not over. He has achieved control, but he has not yet achieved peace. His relationship with his own inner power is one of master and a subjugated slave, not a true partner's. He is in a constant low-level battle, always needing to assert his dominance, always on guard lest the horse try to rebel. He has won the fight, but he has not yet learned to dance. The final ascension, the journey from horse breaker to Master Horseman, is not about breaking the horse's will, but about learning to ride in perfect, effortless harmony with it. It is the path from a battle of wills to a dance of souls. We left our hero at a critical stage of his evolution. He has accomplished what few men do. He has wrestled his own inner beast into submission. He is no longer the man thrown by the horse, a slave to his own passions. He has ascended. He is now the horse breaker, a man of formidable discipline, control, and sheer force of will. His life is ordered, his actions are deliberate, and he is the master of the beast, or so it seems. The horse breaker is a figure of power, and his life is one of success. But it is a grim and exhausting victory. He has achieved control, but he has not yet found peace. This is a great plateau where many strong and disciplined men find themselves stranded, never knowing that a higher state of being exists. The final ascension, the journey from horse breaker to Master Horseman, is not about applying more force, but about cultivating a more profound wisdom. First, we must understand the limits of the horse breaker. His control is born of constant struggle. His life is one of tension. He is perpetually on guard, holding the reins with a white-knuckled grip, lest the beast try to rebel. This form of control is brittle. Under extreme, unexpected pressure, it can snap, and the beast can break free in a torrent of uncontrolled rage or despair. Furthermore, in his quest to break the horse, he may have also broken its spirit. This is a metaphor for the man who becomes so rigid, so disciplined, and so controlled that he suppresses his own passion, his spontaneity, his creativity, and his joy. He has caged a dangerous part of himself, but he has also caged the most vital and alive parts. He is in control, but he is not fully living. His relationship with his own inner nature is that of a warden to a prisoner. There is control, but there is no trust, no harmony. The final ascension requires a complete transformation of this relationship. It is a journey from a battle of wills to a dance of souls. This is the path of the Master Horseman. The first principle of the Master is this: he shifts his goal from domination to understanding. The horse breaker seeks only to make the horse submit. The Master Horseman seeks to understand the horse's nature. He learns its language. He listens to its needs. He replaces the brute force of his will with the quiet confidence of his wisdom. The goal is no longer to break the beast, but to form a partnership with it. This is the highest expression of the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with nature, not just external nature, but your own true nature. You stop fighting your passions and instincts, and instead, you learn to skillfully guide them. The second principle is the lightness of the reins. The horse breaker controls with a heavy, forceful hand. His discipline is a constant, grinding effort. The Master Horseman controls with an almost invisible touch. A subtle shift in his weight, a gentle pressure, a quiet command. His control has become so ingrained, so second nature, that it appears effortless. This is the difference between rigid, conscious discipline and deeply integrated virtue. The Master has practiced his principles for so long that they have become a part of him. He doesn't have to force himself to be courageous or temperate. He simply is. He guides his passions with the light touch of his reason, rather than wrestling them into submission. He has moved from a life of constant effort to a state of profound, powerful flow. The third and final principle is unleashing the true power. The horse breaker, in his fear, often limits the horse's potential to make it more manageable. The Master Horseman, because he is in a state of perfect harmony and trust with the beast, can confidently unleash its full, magnificent power. This is the man who has fully integrated his shadow, his primal energy, with his higher, rational mind. The horse's power, his passion, his ambition, his righteous anger is now fully available to him, but is guided by the rider's wisdom. He can be passionate without being foolish. He can be angry at injustice without being consumed by destructive rage. He can be ambitious without being ruthless. He is no longer a man at war with himself. He is a single, unified, and devastatingly potent force. He is whole. And what does this man, this Master Horseman, look like in the world? His presence is one of effortless control and profound calm. He is not tense and rigid like the horsebreaker. He is relaxed, centered, and fully present. He moves with a quiet confidence that is neither aggressive nor passive. It is the energy of a man who is in perfect harmony with his own power. In his relationships, he is the ultimate source of stability and adventure. His mastery of his own inner world allows him to handle the chaos of his partner's emotions with grace and wisdom. He is not a warden trying to control her. He is a skilled rider who can navigate any terrain alongside her. He can be gentle and empathetic, but when the situation calls for it, he can call upon the full, untamed power of his inner beast to protect, to lead, and to act decisively. He provides a presence that is both excitingly powerful and deeply safe. His true power lies in the fact that he has transcended the fight. The novice is a slave to the horse. The horsebreaker is a slave to the fight itself. The Master Horseman is free. He has achieved the ultimate goal of the Stoic warrior, a state of profound peace, not because he has eliminated his enemies, but because he has befriended his own inner power. The journey we have laid out is the journey of a lifetime. It is the path of every man. To be thrown and bruised by the passions of the novice, to fight the great and necessary battle of the horsebreaker, and finally, through wisdom and humility, to achieve the sublime grace of the Master Horseman. The ultimate goal is not control, but harmony. It is not to break the beast, but to learn the dance. This is the path to true self-mastery. Which stage of this journey do you recognize in yourself today? Are you being thrown by the horse, Are you in the constant fight to break it? Or are you learning the art of master? Be honest in the comments below. Acknowledging your starting point is a first step on any great path. If you are committed to this journey of mastering your inner world and achieving a state of profound peace and power, then join our community. Subscribe to this channel and let us continue this training together.